Welcome, fellow Clashers, and thank you so much for checking out Clash of Clans Attacks, and today it's a little more Clash Royale strategy. Now, I don't claim to be the best attacker, and these aren't clutch or amazing wins. Really, these are just battles that I'm using as examples, just some basic strategy that can be implemented at any level in the game. And rule number one right off the bat is always try to build the Elixir Advantage, the EA. If you can successfully counter your opponent's troop drops by using less elixir, then you are on your way towards winning the battle. And that's what we are going to take a look at right here. So as this battle gets underway, you'll notice that we both are saving up elixir for that first push all the way to 10 each before either one of us drops a single unit. I start with the Hog Rider on the right hand side, going bold, going for the Hog Rider freeze, and on the left hand side here comes a Prince. So this is where you see an exchange. Prince versus Tombstone. He used 5 elixir for the Prince, I used 3 for the Tombstone, and the Tombstone will pretty much single-handedly take down that Prince, and that gives me a 2 elixir advantage in that exchange. Now my opponent drops an ill-advised freeze spell, slightly misplaced, mistimed, doesn't really help out. But on the right-hand side we've got minions on the advance, and again, we're going to see another exchange. Minions being countered by a Fireball. Minion Horde, 5 elixir, Fireball, 4 elixir, and once again, I have got a 1 elixir advantage in this exchange. Now, as we go into our first reset, as we both start to build up elixir for another push, you'll notice that the Hog Freeze at the beginning of the battle gave me a huge advantage, taking about 75% of the hit points off of that tower on the right lane. So we're just about back up to max, and here comes a wizard, and this is probably my favorite wizard counter right here. So many people love to drop the wizard in the back, and I love to drop the lightning on top of the wizard as he passes the tower. And the elixir exchange this time does give my opponent a 1 elixir advantage, but always read the fine print, the asterisk, 432 hit points off of that crown tower by using the lightning as the wizard passed it by. Now it looks like reset number 2, but my opponent has a mirror up his sleeve. Yes, a mirrored wizard, slightly lower level, advancing past the tower again. This time, of course, I don't have the lightning spell on the ready, and here comes a huge confrontation on the left lane bridge. We've got a wizard and prince advancing. I drop a dragon to counter, and then I drop a freeze spell to stop both of these very dangerous units in their tracks right on the bridge, and allowing the dragon to go to work and start to grind some of those hit points down before they unfreeze. Also, for insurance, I'm going to deploy a Tombstone just to make sure that the Prince doesn't go for my tower off on the right. He is going to counter with arrows, and that entire exchange is going to cost each of us 13 elixir. But yes, there's another asterisk. 438 hit points off of that left crown tower. It's going to come eventually. After this big confrontation clears, the only surviving unit will be my dragon, and she will make it all the way to the opponent's crown tower and take off several hundred important hit points before she finally goes down. So as we play through the rest of this battle, you can see my 2 towers still in mint condition. His not looking so hot, especially that right tower, critically low already. Just a couple of damage spells are going to take it down. So again, another reset. He's got an Inferno Tower. I've got Spear Goblins on the advance on the weaker tower side. Although, of course, they will be attracted to that Inferno Tower lightning spell, and that is what we're talking about. Direct damage spells, when I've got them, I will use them to try to finish off towers that have been critically wounded. There is a great Fireball taking out the wizard and severely damaging those barbarians and allowing my barbarians to advance on the left. And right here, I decided to play it a little bit more conservative. Rather than dropping, say, the Hog Rider freeze or Dragon freeze on that right tower and go for it right away, I'm going to make sure that I counter these minions on the left-hand side, drop a Tombstone to stall them, some Spear Goblins to finish them off, and could it be? Yes, it is a pair of precisely placed princes pushing forward. We've got the double Prince Assault. I freeze both of the princes, drop the dragon, the Fireball, finishing off one of the princes. He has a freeze of his own, but it's not going to work. The Tombstone is going to help get that prince distracted, finish him off, and I can move forward with my dragon, and only 15 seconds left, so I just have to hold off any last-minute assaults from the opponent, and then I can zap that right tower at any time. Don't know why I didn't do it right here. I let his prince advance, hesitate for a few seconds, gonna go ahead and freeze the prince, and now, as time runs out into overtime, I zap the tower, ending the battle, 1 crown to 0. So a pretty close matchup, but again, I did have the advantage the entire time, level 9 versus level 8. So let's move on to level 9 Trainer Galadon facing D. Russ, level 10 this time, and see how this one works out. You can see the starting spells, and again, both players saving up 10 Elixir for that initial deployment. And what is it going to be? The wizard coming from the opposite side, but this time I don't have that lightning spell ready. Wish I had the lightning spell up, but that is the luck of the draw sometimes at the beginning of an attack. So instead I drop a tombstone, some spear goblins, and now a very dangerous assault on the left hand side. We've got barbarians, wizard, and a hog rider. I've got the freeze spell though, and check out that radius, freezing all of those units, letting everybody else go to work. The dragon, the fireball, the skeletons, and pretty soon it is going to emerge a clean slate as just about every unit is down. Wait for that wizard to go down. There it is. One shot from the tower and that wizard is history, and we are back into reset. And after that big exchange, you'll notice I do have a slight advantage on his left lane tower, a few hundred hit points weaker than any of the other towers in the game. He's got a balloon ready this time. Here comes the balloon from the back, and I am going to use the lightning spell on the tower and the balloon, and that should help me finish off that balloon. Freeze spell just a little bit late. The tombstone again pulling the balloon off course, and a mini P.E.K.K.A. Here comes the mini P.E.K.K.A. Gotta love that unit, but it is going to be easily overwhelmed by these skeletons. Mini P.E.K.K.A. down, balloon down, and now my skeletons move forward. The spear goblin maybe gets a shot off. Hog rider on the right hand side right as he deploys a wizard, so my hog gets through. I'm ready with the freeze spell, but he doesn't counter the hog, so I decide to save the elixir, not going to waste the freeze spell there, and instead counter his push on the left hand side with the dragon on the wizard. His hog rider is going to get through, but I freeze his hog rider just in the nick of time before it gets any more damage on that tower. The tower, the spear goblins get the hog rider down. He drops arrows, that eliminates my spear goblins, and now we are into another reset, another period of time where both players are saving up elixir for mounting another offensive. With 60 seconds left, we are into double elixir, and I have a huge advantage. Check out his tower on the right lane, down below 1,000 hit points. He's got the balloon on the move, but I have got a lightning spell just barely missing grabbing the witch as well. That would have been epic if I could have grabbed all three, the tower, the balloon, and the witch. But instead, we've got a fireball, a big group of units coming at me again, and now another beautiful freeze spell, freezing all of those units just in the nick of time, right before the hog rider gets to the tower, and his own freeze spell is a little bit late as I finish everything off and move forward down the left lane with less than 30 seconds remaining. Now at this point, I choose, rather than pushing down his right lane, to defend on the left, make sure I take out his offensive units, and look what happens! I get his left tower down to below 100 hit points, and now the balloon facing the dragon. Here comes a hog rider once again, but I've got the freeze spell yet again, freezing both of his very dangerous units. The fireball to help finish them off along with the dragon. The mini P.E.K.K.A., the hog rider are going to get through. Almost. He again throws a freeze spell that's just a little bit off, and the dragon is going to finish off this battle by taking out the left tower and giving me the 1-0 crown victory. So once again, at any level, it really comes down to elixir management and trying to gain that very small advantage over your opponent over time in the battles. Now get ready, you guys. Before you know it, Clash Royale will be global. Everybody will be playing it. It is going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe for daily Clash content and the earliest possible update and release information about Clash Royale, and I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon! Where are you, Galadon? I don't see your name anywhere on the leaderboards.